Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rose and you're on with FloopowderTV. You know what I was thinking? I was like, you know what I haven't seen? A wedding dress. And I got inspired and I was like, let's make one. But I want you guys to be able to make it too, or a variation of it. So let's get to it. So this is the wedding dress that we're going to be making and she looks stunning in it. So this is the front of the dress. We've got the golden outlines here, the flourishes. They add such a really regal touch to the dress. The ombre squares that we use is how we get this see-through sort of look. And we added some roses to it. It just looks really nice. And it's not something you're gonna find in Scrooge's shop, you know? This is something you can make. So if we go in the shade, we can see the back a little bit better. We've got the roses toward the bottom and it spirals outward. And I wanted the roses to really make the dress look different. Hey, there's Ariel. Hi. This is like my wedding look. I actually didn't have this hair when I took the photos, but it looks so much better. I absolutely love this dress. I love how it looks. All right, let's get busy. The first thing you're going to want to do is click add new. We're going to basic long sleeve gown, click create. Now, if you notice, the basic dress looks white, but it's not actually white. It's like an off-white. So what we're gonna do to make it completely white is take a bunch of white squares, and you see how like drastic that changes in color? We're gonna just fill the dress until it's completely white. It's gonna be okay. Just go ahead and start filling in the dress. Like, don't worry about lines. We're gonna cover that up. It's gonna be fine. But the dress needs to not be this icky gray color. And if you remember before what I said, just make sure you get it right on one side, and then you can duplicate it, and it's gonna turn out okay. I'm so sorry. I actually got frustrated at this point because I could not remember everything I did, and I messed up the original dress while I was messing with the undo buttons to see all I had done in order. So here we start out with a tan colored square that we position in a way that looks like the dress sleeves are cut to show the shoulder. Then we duplicate it and we move on to add the triangle in the center, which gives the illusion of cleavage. And then we get more colored squares to make the back look more open, and we then add the ombre square in the color white to give it that see-through look. Before we add this, I'm going to add the same ombre, but I'm going to do the back first. And then I'm going to add the squares because the front ombre is the one that's tricky. So if we can get this right first. Now that the triangles are positioned in the back where we want it, we're going to try that ombre. So this is a little tricky because you need to get the ombre square to look like lace in the back. Okay, the ombre square in the front is how you get the see-through look, and that's also how you get it to look like lace in the background. It is time to add the flourishes. We've got the basic gown down. So we're going to go ahead and go to flourishes. We're only going to use this one right here. And to change the color to make it gold, we're gonna change it to the color of our skin, and that gives it a gold effect. So we're gonna rotate it and we're gonna make it its smallest sized. Zoom in if you want. And I know that these are supposed to be crossing right here, so it's going to line up with the edge of the bust right here, and we're just going to duplicate it, and that's the very first part. Now we're going to take that same flourish and we're going to bring it down some and rotate it, make sure it's its smallest size. We have to get it to line up right at the corner here. You can make it a little bigger if you want, just so it lines up. Duplicate that, and so it should look like a U, the shape of a U. Now we're going to add the same flourish on the sleeve. Make sure to turn it so that this big swirl is at the bottom. Other way. There we go. So it should look like this. And you can mess around with it and get it to however you like. This is just a general guide for how to make the dress I made. But feel free to make it your own. This is how the top of the dress should look. Now we're gonna keep adding the same flourish, but on this bottom section here, they're gonna be its smallest size. I just wanted to move down. There we go. Okay, so we want the first one to touch the bottom of the U, just so that it touches. It just needs to touch. I'm going to duplicate it because it's going to be coming downward. We're going to keep adding flourishes at its smallest size so that it comes downward, and they just need to touch so that it looks seamless. And duplicate it as you go so you don't have to do this again manually. You can turn it. It's just supposed to be coming down almost until they touch, but they're not going to touch. It has to remain the smallest size. So you see how they're coming down like that? We're gonna keep doing it until it's almost at the bottom. So it should almost look like it's touching, but it's not going to. We're gonna take another flourish, same one. We're not using a different kind yet. We're gonna flip it around. This time, we're gonna go to the box and we're gonna click on this rotate button up here, and that's gonna change the direction of it. Actually, well, I think I have too many. Let's remove, there we go. I am doing this from memory, so it's not gonna be perfect. We're just gonna make sure that the swirl can be seen, and it should be right in the center, and you can tell because of where it's getting cut off. And just duplicate it. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but this time it's gonna be from the top of the dress. So this flourish should just be right on the edge of the dress, like so. Duplicate that as well, and it gives you this beautiful design in the back. Now it's time to do the front, add the same flourish, and we're just gonna make sure it's facing the other way again. We are gonna make this bigger, just ever so slightly. I want to add just a few more. Now we're going to go to floral and we're going to grab this rose and we're going to fill it in as the remaining layers. We only have a few left, so we have to use it sparingly. And I want this rose to be sort of the center here, right? And we want to use it sparingly, so just place it in areas where you think it would stand out. For me personally, I like having it on the back here, just touching the other flourish and duplicating it like so. We're going to add a few more of these. But I'm gonna make it its smallest size, and I'm gonna have it on the bottom of the dress. Actually, we can make that a little bigger and then duplicate it on the other side. You have a wedding dress. It's beautiful. And you can change this however you want. Make it your own. You don't have to do what I did. That was just a general guide for how to get you to this point. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button for more videos like this, and I will see you next time.